used. If this year you can do we have a and the day of the cleaner, they don't take it.
Welcome to the meeting of today. My name is VIC. I'm the current president for this period of the VIC Toastmasters Club, and I warmly welcome you. As we can see, it is still August, so many people are still away, yeah, but I'm still happy that you could make it. So we had this 2-week summer break, and from today on, we will start with a slightly different program as we used to have the previous months. So first big changes, we don't have any hybrid meetings anymore. This is something that the executive committee was deciding. It really spares us a lot of struggle. Not only us, also people who wanted to connect, so this is done. Who wants from now on to be part of the meeting? Please kindly come in person. What else? We would have a role sign-up sheet, yeah, which will circulate. And please add your name if you already would know that you'll be able to come and also to take over a role. This does not spare you from getting into EasySpeak and to sign in, but it would like somehow give you already the feeling that you would like to do one of the roles for the next meeting. And I see it's 12th of September, which is my birthday that day. Very well, then we might have a celebration then as well. Okay. Other than that, I would like to say that Toastmasters Club is kind of like my previous president, Sila, always used to say, when you go and you sign in for the gym, it is a mental exercise that you need to do. So it's good that you are starting getting a member. I would like to welcome Fatou. She's now our new official member. But it is also up to you to sign up for roles, to practice your speech, to come to the meetings. Yeah, nobody will help you with this. So either you do or you do not. And we have, in parallel to this meeting, 2 virtual online tools. One is EasySpeak and one is Pathways. You need to choose your pathway. My pathway, for instance, is dynamic leadership. I have different steps that I go with this pathway. I have a mentor. You get a mentor. My mentor is Maria Teresa. And with this help and with this assistant, you will reach whatever you have as a goal in your mind. And last but not least, I would like also to inform you about the next social event, which will be most probably, but it is still in the making, a cooperation event with the young generation of you and Women in Nuclear and the VIC Toastmasters Club in the VIC bar, and something called like back to office party. So please stay tuned. We will send out the invite in due course. Having that said, I would like now our guests.
Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, our president just said if you sign up to do something, you're on your own. That's not completely true. I offer, as educational vice president, any help you might need, whether it be with your speech, navigating through pathways, figuring out how to use EasySpeak. I'm very accessible and I have quite a lot of experience. So again, you're not totally all on your own. You can approach me after this meeting. Most people know my email address. In any event, I offer my help and gladly, and encourage you all to be active and take roles.
I only can agree with what Maria Teresa said. Please always contact her in any inquiries you have for the virtual tools that we have. She's always helpful. She really knows a lot, and she's one of the founders of the VIC Toastmasters Club. So now you know her experience. Please, I would like now the guests to introduce themselves. Yeah, and I will start with the young man over there, please.
My name is Evert Kok. I just recently retired and I want to learn to speak, basically.
Very well. Welcome.
Oh, hi, I'm Eva Lam. I am an intern, and yeah, I'm also interested in learning how to speak.
Welcome.
My name is Ekaterina Shivova. I'm an intern in the Department of Safeguard, and the Toastmaster is like around the building, so people are discussing this, so I'm really interested about it. Let's see how it will work. Nice to meet you all.
Hi, I'm Salma. I'm an intern as well at UNIDO, and I'm also interested in learning how to public speak.
Very well, thank you. So, having that said, I would like to give the word now. We have another guest. So no, please.
Adam, right?
Yes. I'm going to take a pen in my book.
Actually, no.
Yes, please. So, Adam, please take a free seat or get a chair and just like. You were just introducing the guests. You came right on time. May I please ask you to introduce yourself?
Yes. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Beryl Naraki. I'm an intern in NTT, and I'm happy to be here.
Adam?
Nice to meet you. My name is Adam, and I'm a consultant, and I work for procurement in UNIDO.
So, with having that said, please, Maria Teresa, the Toastmaster of the day, I would like to give the floor to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Madam President, Madam Presiding Officer. Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, I'm welcoming you to today's meeting, and we have, every once in a while, a theme for a meeting. And the particular theme for today is love. Now, what does that conjure up in you? What does it make you think about? Well, we'll find out in the course of this hour and some session. In any event, as Toastmaster of the Day, I feel obliged to explain our program. You all should have an agenda in front of you, basically describing specific rules, but I talk a little bit about Toastmasters in general. Ordinarily, every Toastmaster meeting consists of a session where we have prepared speeches, we have table topics. Table topics are impromptu speeches where somebody throws out a question and you have a few seconds to compose yourself and then you have to speak to a subject. Anywhere from, how many minutes? 1 to 2 minutes. Now 1 to 2 minutes doesn't sound very long, does it? But sometimes when you get a question that you have no idea how you're going to answer, it can be an eternity. So, prepared speeches, table topics, and another important element of a Toastmaster meeting is the evaluation section. I think I've given you a broad idea what it's all about. So now let me, and it's my great pleasure, to introduce the general evaluator for today's meeting, and that happens to be Toastmaster Tudor.
Thank you very much, Maria Teresa, for this introduction. As a general evaluator, I'm obviously evaluating in general terms how the meeting goes. And for that, I have a team I would like to introduce. We have a grammarian, which is Adriana.
Yeah. Would you like me to introduce the role?
Yes, please.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Well, my role as a grammarian is to exactly that, look at the grammar and the use of language. Of course, for example, a lot of us are not native speakers and we might make certain mistakes. I'm not a native speaker either. And so I'll kind of look at how you speak, where are the kind of maybe like little mistakes, but also really look at the really good use of language. And at the end, I will also give a grammarian crown to a person that I would think, try to be objective as possible, had the best use of language or had the most interesting phrase they have used. Also, as a grammarian, I am here to introduce a word of the day, and since today's theme is love, the word of the day is affection. And affection, mind you, can be both romantic or like a platonic friendship, right? And it means exactly a gentle feeling of fondness or liking. So try to use the word as much as possible because I'll be ticking who has done it, and enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Then, of course, as you know, we don't just speak and speak and speak and speak, but we have some limitations to that, and that's why I introduced the timekeeper of today, Toastmaster Reed.
Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, my job is to time the speeches and table topics, and the prepared speeches is 5 to 7 minutes. 5 minutes green, 6 minutes yellow, red, the stop sign. For the table topics is 1 minute green, 1:30, 2 red sign, and it can continue until 2 minutes 30 seconds. At the end of the meeting, I will report the timing of the speeches.
Thank you very much. And the evaluation is also. Thank you very much. Then, of course, we have an A counter, and I let him introduce himself.
Hi everyone, so my role today is to be counting the filler words and the interrupts in your speech. These words could be like, like, so I will be counting all these filler words. I'm also volunteering today for ballot counter, which will be in the second part of our meeting today, which is the impromptu speeches, where you get asked questions that you are not familiar with, and you have to speak up for 2 minutes. So I will be counting the votes for the best speech in the next part, and we'll be announcing the winner of the best table topic speech. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
No, I didn't.
Okay, thank you very much.
You return control to me, the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you. Peter, I think this is the first time you're doing it, right? Well done, well done. And Adriana, I do have to correct you. Native speakers also make grammatical mistakes.
Oh no, I know that. I live with one.
It just sounded like, we're infallible and we're perfect. We're absolutely not perfect. One of the things that's come into the language that I despise is somebody says, Maria Teresa, how are you? The correct answer would be, well, but nowadays everybody's, oh, I'm good. Grammatically incorrect, but colloquial. Let's move ahead, because I'm sure she's waiting. I can't wait to come behind the podium, because our president is actually making very good progress with the Pathways program. In fact, she's already moving along to project number 4 in the leadership development path. Before I give her any more laudatios, Madam Grammarian, may I ask the evaluator for the prepared speech to explain the objectives of Ria's talk.
Ria is, as she said, in the Dynamic Leadership Program, and her topic is to present a speech on any topic, so I believe it is basically like an icebreaker. She can give a speech on... No. Wir sind erwischt.
Do you have an evaluation form in front of you?
No.
Did you get the form? No, we sent it. Well, she would need it now. Okay, because is that anything else you'd like to say? Madam Evaluator?
This is a typical VIC Toastmasters procedure where we do things last minute, unprepared, impromptu, and we are making the best of a situation that we're in.
Okay, fair The reason I ask is that I actually, because it was not on the agenda, and I'm very agenda bound, but when I went in and I looked at it, the purpose of her speech is basically to give one speech where she collects all the feedback from everybody in the room, and then she gives basically the second speech on the basis of the feedback that she's received. So that's why it's logically called Evaluation and Feedback 1. Because at some point you're going to be delivering Evaluation and Feedback 2. And then guess what? You will have completed your first path in Pathways. So, before I invite her to the podium, I'd like to say a few words about Ria. You know, I have a certain affection for Ria. First of all, she's doing dynamic leadership. She's dynamic. I know her as a go-getter, she's enthusiastic, she's committed, and that's another part of being a leader. And with her doing this particular project, again, I see her progressing very nicely. You will now have the pleasure of listening to our president of the VIC Club, whose title is, You Only Fall in Love 3 Times. Only 3.
You only fall in love 3 times. What is love? The dictionary describes the following: a strong feeling of a warm personal attachment or deep affection, such as for a parent, child, friend, or pet. A profound, tender, passionate affection, often mingled with a sexual desire for a person. This is what the dictionary says. So how many times did you experience such feelings? You might think now, but there are different ways of love, right? But we can agree on that. Love encompasses a range of strong, positive emotion and mental states, from the most sublime virtue or good habit, the deepest interpersonal affections, to the simplest pleasure. An example of this range of meanings is that the love of a mother differs from the love for a spouse, which differs again from the most important love, the love for food. Mostly commonly, love refers to a feeling of a strong attraction and emotional attachment. Love is considered to be both positive and negative, which is the virtue representing human kindness, compassion, and affection, the unselfish, loyal concern for the good of another. And its vice representing a human moral flow akin to vanity, selfishness, amorphop, and egoism, and potentially leading people into a type of mania, obsessiveness, or codependency. It may also describe compassionate and affectionate actions towards other humans, oneself or animals. In relationships, and owing to its central psychological importance, is one of the most common themes in our lives. Love has been postulated to be a function that keeps human beings together and to facilitate the continuation of the species. But now enough with all these analytical words and sentences of love. Let us go to a practical insight. Kate Rose wrote a famous book with the title of my speech, and she said, "You only fall in love 3 times. We love, and we love again. Sometimes our hearts get broken, but somehow we find the courage to dive back in." Kate Rose, a relationship expert, guides down the path to a deeper understanding of what love is, what we want, and finally to discovery of our, she says, the most important love, the twin flame, the twin soul love. So it's been said that we really only fall in love with 3 people in our lifetime. Yet it's also believed that we need Each of these loves for a different reason. The soulmate introduces us to the dream of love, but somehow what seemed like would be happily ever after wasn't meant to last forever. So falling in love the first time, the love that looks right. Often our first is when we are young, in high school even. It's the idealistic love, the one that seems like the fairy tale we read as children. This is the love that appeals to what we should be doing for society's sake. And probably our families. We enter into it with the belief that this will be our only love. And it doesn't matter if it doesn't feel quite right, or if we find ourselves having to swallow down our personal truths to make it work, because deep down we believe that this is what love is supposed to be. Because in this type of love, how others view us is more important than how we actually feel. We are so consumed with the karmic love, this is the name of the first love, that it worked, that we often fail to question whether it should work. As painful as it is to accept this love that felt so right at the beginning, is actually all wrong. Falling in love the second time, the hard love. The second is supposed to be our hard love, the one that teaches us lessons about who we are and how we often want or need to be loved. This is the kind of love that hurts, whether through lies, pain, manipulation. We think we are making different choices than our first, but in reality we are still making choices out of the need to learn lessons, but we hang on. Our second love can become a cycle, oftentimes one we keep repeating because we think that somehow the ending will be different than the one before. Yet each time we try, it somehow ends worse than the one before. Sometimes it's unhealthy, unbalanced, or narcissistic even. There may be emotional, mental, or even physical abuse or manipulation. Most likely, there will be high levels of drama. This is exactly what keeps us addicted to this storyline, because it's the emotional roller coaster of extreme highs and lows. And like a junkie trying to get a fix, we stick together. We stick through the lows with the expectation to the high. With this kind of love, trying to make it work because more important, and is more important, whether actually it should work. And here we come to our third love, the twin flame love, the love of the twin soul. The twin flame comes in our lives and often we don't even know it's love because it's so easy. This is the love who helps us to accept ourselves just as we are, because this is precisely what we need. The love that lasts forever. And the third is the love we never see coming, the one that usually looks all wrong for us and that destroys elementary ideas we clung to about what love is supposed to be. This is the love that comes so easy, it doesn't seem possible. It's the kind where the connection can't be explained and knocks us out of our feet because we never planned for it. This is the love where we come together with someone and it just fits. There aren't any ideal expectations about how each person should act, nor is there pressure to become someone other than we are. It just happens. And now, I would like to tell you about myself. Have I experienced these 3 types of love? Oh yes, I did. My karmic love was in high school, and it lasted 4 years. The beautiful Austrian guy, tall, blonde, blue eyes, and I thought, he is the one I'm going to marry. But as Kate Rose describes, society is more important than actually how you feel. And the outside influence is very hard. So my parents, they had a different opinion on that. You have to get yourself a solid Arab guy. I'm like, okay, and I met my husband, my soulmate, the one I'm married to. 25 years, with all the ups and downs and highs and lows. Even last year I wanted to have the divorce. We are still married. Here comes the question. Did I met my twin flame? Yes, I did. He's the same age like I. He's also married. He also has kids. We have amazing talks. We are having so much fun. He even does the things that is missing in his marriage are similar like mine. Oh, Ria, how dare you? You're married and he's married. Don't you think of the spouses and the children? Don't you think about how it is and what society will say? Well, yes, I do. And this is why he will stay where he is, in my head.
I need my agenda back too. I'm lost without my agenda. Well, I only know for myself you gave me so much to think about, and it reminded me that my very first love was my little tiny pet turtle called Sam. And I was responsible for feeding Sam. Goodbye, Pinar. It was good you could come. I was responsible for feeding Sam, and I loved him dearly. And you should have seen the tears when he died. Again, the sense of loving and losing. But we move on. Ria is going to get a proper evaluation, but in the meantime, everybody in the room can give her feedback. We have provided you with a sheet, and you put the first speaker is Ria, and then you can write down your impressions of her talk. Madam Turner, may I ask for 1 minute, please? There should be a cup that's going around.
Each 1 minute is over.
Okay, thank you. There's a cup that's going around that you can insert your feedback in there. And take your time. If you need longer, the cup will come back to you. So we have completed the first section of our Toastmaster meeting. Unfortunately, we only have 1 speech today. But you can make a difference. You can make this a meeting with 2 speeches. We have provided you a sign-up sheet. I've offered you my help. So I hope to see 2 speeches at our next meeting. But now, here comes the fun part. The part where we have no idea what's coming at us. It's all suddenly you have to stand up and you have to talk about something. Now, interestingly enough, today's meeting theme is love. And so when I went up to Stella and I said, Stella, what's your topic for today? And she said, well, Marie Theresa, of course love. Well, I mean, you know, love isn't always obvious, but with that, I now turn this part of the meeting over to our table topics master and our president from last year, Toastmaster Stella.
Thank you so much, Marie Theresa. So the table topic session is the exciting part. Actually, it's the most exciting because you never know what you're going to get. Apart from the fact that when you become the table topic master, then you know what will be coming next. So if you don't want to be asked, then come and be a table topic master. And you can ask the others. So love. It's a very complicated topic. It's a big topic. But the first question I'm going to throw out something that is a bit more philosophical. What do you love the most about life? What do you love the most about life? With this, I want to give it to Nicole. Do you want to come, Nicole? Oh, yeah, please. She's buying time, no? Thank you. What do you love the most about life?
Well, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests, 2 words and 2 important words in a single question: love and life. First of all, life. I remember that we had a Toastmaster who gave a very, very interesting speech. She's not among us anymore, but she's still alive. But she's not a member of the company. And she said, do you know how important life is? Because do you know the struggle for life at the beginning? This little thing there that has to fight with about 1 million others in order to get the right path, and then that will, in the end, be life. But that's a big struggle to start with. So the fact that we won that struggle when we're alive, well, this is just something that we should never forget. Now, what do I love about life? That there's life, that I'm here, that I can live. And what I like about life is that, as you were saying, in fact, in your speech, you learn every day. And I've come to an age, not that old, but not that young either, where I have enough experience to know what's important in life. And love is one of the things that is really important. Because I think that if you haven't known love, you haven't lived.
Thank you so much, Nicole. Did not even just teach us what is the important thing about life, but also it's really important to listen, right? Because even if we don't know what to say, what to talk about, we can always pick up what we have listened and share with the others. Thank you so much, Nicole. There is another book that talks about love, and they say there are 5 languages for love. First is acts of services, second is quality time, third is receiving gifts, fourth, words of affirmation, and the 5th one is physical touch. So they classify, 5 love languages. This is how we can express love or receive love. And out of all these 5 languages, I want to ask you, which one is the one that is most important to you? And with that, I'm giving it to our new member, Fatu.
Can you please repeat?
5, yes, 5 languages.
Yes.
Acts of service, quality time, receiving gifts, words of affirmation, and physical touch. So out of these 5, which one is the most important to you and why? Do you want to come? Yes. You even have a props, huh? Okay, yes.
distinguished Toastmasters, honored guests. I'm happy to be part of this impromptu speeches since I was quite relatively well prepared. All we need is love. And what I would like to say, you gave 5 words. And I would say I just put all of these words in one. It's love. And if I had to add another word to these 5, I would say health. Then without health, you wouldn't be able to love. And I think this is one of the basic fundaments of life. To appreciate, to show affection, to try to help each other, to be in a loving environment, be it with your children, be it with your spouse, be it in work. Just show love, because it helps you to progress. It helps you to give, but also get back. It's the goal of life, in my opinion, because we are here to be happy. And without love, you cannot be happy. Without happiness, you cannot also love. It's like something like we call dialectic in French. Thank you.
Thank you for trying. See, that's another way of answering the question. She did not answer my question. You made the point. Health, happiness, and love, they're all very important. This is what we can do as well, whatever you wish. So, the third one is, I would like to, it's a bit more about the fantasy, you know. It's like, this is a safe space, right? So, if you can only pick one person to love, I want to ask you, who would that be? Only one person in this world to love. Who would that be? And that, Mahmoud. That's you.
Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, if you would choose someone from this word to love, who would it be? I think it all depends on the priorities of the things that you want to accomplish on your life. So whether this person will be helping you to achieve your career prospects, your health, or whether it could be just spending good time, quality time. So I would say, like, you cannot find a person that can give you the 5 signs of love that you just mentioned, whether it's the quality of time or words of affirmation or physical touch. I don't remember the other 2. But if I would choose someone to love in this world would be myself, because it's the only person that I have at the end of every day. Thank you.
I think he's combining Liko, Vatu, style and himself. At one point I was like, you're not going to answer my question, right? Like, but no, you did, so thanks for that. And the fourth one, you know, we talk about all these different kinds of love, and of course love at first sight is great, but I think one of the most important one is also how to keep love going, right? How to keep it going. Of course we all want to love, to be loved, but how to keep it going. And with that, I want to ask for your wisdom and sharing with Rihanna.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How to keep love going, how to keep flames going. I think that's more of a question. I think love is something, especially if you found
the right person, or so you think in the moment, it will last because you give part of yourself to the other person. But I think more important, and something that you hear so much from people that have been married for a long time or have been in a relationship for a long time, the flame is going to die. And this is such a scary thing, especially at the beginning when you enter the love world. What do you mean? So I fell in love and then gone eventually, like the flame, the most important thing, especially at the beginning, or so it was for me. This will die? Well, I think it doesn't have to. I've been married 6 years? 6 years, I think. And the dates are not important for me, as you can see. And I believe the way to keep the love going and the flame going is constantly reinventing yourself and reinventing the relationship and doing new things together. Because as long as you try new things together and get excited about doing something with another person, I think the flame and love cannot die. I answered your question.
Yes. The goal is not really to answer my question. You see, the goal is just to make sure that you speak until the timer asks you to stop, right? Basically. So for the last two, I wanted to see if we have.
That's one.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I prepared two, but yeah, I was told that only one more is allowed. So last one, I want to give the chance to one of our guests, because today we have 6 guests, right? So come on, this is a golden chance, you know, to practice your impromptu speaking. Would anyone want to be a volunteer? Oh yes, please. This is the last one. Being deeply loved, and this is a Chinese saying, I'm sharing with you the Chinese wisdom. Being deeply loved by someone gives you strength, while loving someone deeply gives you courage. Which one would you want? Strength or courage? So being deeply loved by someone gives you strength, while loving someone deeply gives you courage. Which one would you want? Sorry, not the easiest one, but you need to answer.
Kind of regret one.
Oh. Sorry, that's not the intention. You can make it. Yeah, yes.
When I was 3 years old, I moved from the place I was born to the Caribbean in Colombia, and it was only my mom and myself, and then my brother came into the picture, and I realized that loving deeply gave me courage indeed. Sometimes I would stand up for him in a way I would never do for myself. But with time I realized that I really needed to feel that kind of love for me. And as time went by, I fell in love with a man in the University of Illinois when I was 18 years old, and I ended up moving to Austria because of him. And that's when I learned that being deeply loved by someone gives you strength. I think it is important to know the balance between the two, and it is important to be able to also do that for yourself, not only for others. And that's it.
What a beautiful answer, right? Yeah, now is the time that I need your help to vote for the best table topic speakers. Yeah, and I'm going to repeat it to you. So first we have Nicole, who shared with us what does she love the most about life. And then second we have Fatu, who actually proposed to us, you know, what are the most important elements, love language to her, in addition to what I say about the 5 love languages. She has a different idea. And the third, we have Mahmoud, who say that if you can only pick one person to love, that will be himself. Fourth one, Adriana shared with us, the secret. Important to reinvent yourself, and that's the way to keep love going. Then, of course, sorry, what is your name again? Eva, who tell us, the balance and the importance of balancing courage and strength, being loved, and also loving someone deeply. So, thank you so much, and you can vote for the best table topic speakers out of all this. Thanks a lot. And with that, I will return the control back to our Toastmaster of the day, Maria Teresa.
Thank you, Madam Table Topics Master. I kind of was wishing I would get called for one of those, but I'm doing too much today anyway. But as our Table Topics Master mentioned, please be thinking of the person who impressed you the best with the table topic. Put that on the piece of paper and send it around. I'm going to give Ria my evaluation in the meantime. So speaking of which, why do we do evaluation in Toastmasters? Because not everything we do is right. I'll be honest, in my own life, I have learned much more from my mistakes than from my successes. And I've tried not to make the same mistake again. So here in Toastmasters, we provide feedback, ideas, not just to be a good speaker, but to be a great speaker. And what makes you great? Perfection. Of course. I'm very idealistic there. So let's turn over to our general evaluator for today's meeting. In a premiere, I believe, our general evaluator, our esteemed colleague, Toastmaster Tudor.
Thank you very much. Wow, what a session. So I will give the floor to Lily for...
You invite Lily to the podium to deliver her evaluation.
Right, so I'd like to invite the evaluator to the podium to deliver her evaluation.
Thank you. Mr. General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, honoured guests. What a topic, love. Dynamic leadership. Is it possible to lead without love? I don't think so. That took a lot of courage to use this topic, to speak about it. It also invited so much vulnerability. As the theme of the meeting in the table topics we saw, what did this topic do? It opened borders and barriers and doors, unimaginable. I did already. What does a leader do? A leader needs to move people, give courage, strengthen qualities. Amazing to have so much courage to address such a topic. Ria, you are a dynamic leader. You only fall in love 3 times. You quoted that as your topic, you took that as your mantra, and you quoted a book with this as a topic. That was so hard for me because there were so many things in there that I could give another lecture about it. So when I realised the second speaker had not signed up, I thought, I need to take a little bit more time looking at those programs because I would have a lot to say there. We all have a lot to say. We all have so many experiences. And Ria, you prepared so much. What I really felt you could have done, you did great preparation, you read it through, and you read it through, and you read it through again. It is already a part of you. I saw you reading the content, but it was oozing out of you. You can speak to us freehand. You can have a card. You can have 5 bullet points. You can talk about your 5 languages of love or your 3 areas or the different topics that you want to talk about. But it's already within you. You can give us that face to face, looking eye to eye at each one of us, because you are that dynamic leader. You don't need this bit of paper to read from. And even if the words tumble out in a little bit jumbled way and you forget a few things, it's not the words, the content that count. It's the feeling, the emotion, the love that's going to hit the spot that the people are going to remember. Ria, thank you for your courage, for your strength. This was really an amazing topic. So much content. And next time, I want to see it without the whole thing written out. From your heart.
Thank you very much, Madam Evaluator. I was contemplating on what she said. And, I forgot I have
You forgot your role.
I forgot I have a role in this meeting. I will still deliver my general evaluation of the meeting, but first I would like to ask my colleagues to help me with delivering their reports, and we will start with Madam Grammarian.
Thank you. I was just looking at what your title is. Thank you, General Evaluator. Fellow Toastmasters, Toastmaster, members, honored guests. I have a lot of notes, and I don't think I have all the time to go through them. So I'm going to focus on the good, and I have a lot written down. So I really loved the go-getter Maria Theresa used. Ria, from your speech, there was so much I wasn't fast enough to write them, but the concern for good of another, that was really like beautiful. And the karmic love, I've never heard about it before, so that was a new word for me. And what I really, really loved, and I think I might be using it in the future, the emotional roller coaster of the extreme highs and the lowest lows. I thought that was fantastic. The sense of loving and losing, that was very beautiful, Maria Theresa. And what do you love most about life? I love that question, Sila. Okay, two last ones and then I'm done. Nicole, I really loved, if you had no love, you haven't lived. I thought that was really, really beautiful. And the last one from Eva, know the balance between the two, between the courage and what you're getting from love. I thought that was great. Ria, you used the affection twice, 3 times, and Maria Theresa twice. And I would like to give my grammarian crowd half to you and half to you, because you just like ruled it with You'd like it alone next time we talk about it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Madam Grammarian. Madam Anki, would you like to deliver your report?
Yes. Dear General Evaluator, the timing was Ria, because it was such a hot and important topic. It took 10 minutes, 22 seconds. It's supposed to be 7 minutes. Nicole, table topics, 1 minute 50 seconds. Fatu, 1 minute 37 seconds. Mahmoud, 1 minute 14 seconds. Adriana, 1 minute 39 seconds. Eva, our guest, 1 minute 15 seconds. Evaluation, 2 to 3 minutes. Lily took 3 minutes 9 seconds. This ends my report.
Thank you very much. Mr. A counter and / ballot counter.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. So my report for the role of the A counter, I counted 9 interruptions for Ria. I counted none for Maria Theresa, 3 for you, Tudor, and 5 for Adriana. Lily, there was no interruptions. I counted only 1 A for Nicole. And Fatou, there was 1 interruption, and I don't know, the second one, it was like so yeah, so I counted this as 1, and for Eva, our new guest, it was 5 interruptions. Yeah, that ends my report. And Sila, there was
There was nothing.
Sila and Reina.
Or you didn't count.
No, I didn't catch any word. And should I proceed with the...
I think we can wait. Keep
We
going
can
in
wait.
suspense.
Okay.
In suspense.
Thank you very much, Mr. Accountant. So I think I have to give a general evaluation of the meeting, and I must tell you today, you know, I was a bit tired, couldn't really sleep last night. Into the office, had quite a heavy meeting with my colleagues. I was running a bit late for this meeting, then I couldn't find a room. Then I eventually managed to come in 5 minutes late, and then, you know, there are good meetings and there are very good meetings. And I think, I mean, when it comes to our club, and I think this was a very good meeting. It was such a nice ambience. We have actually for this building, we have a pretty nice room. I would like, if it's possible, that we always meet in this room because it gives a certain energy. And then, of course, we had very good speech from Dia, and I was thinking all the time, you know, it's one of those moments when you really start thinking, because in our job we are all used to, right, to listen to speeches, and then at some point it wasn't the case this time. Then we had some very heavy, if I must say, but in a good way, table topics. I was so glad that I didn't have to answer. But I was really impressed, you know, in a building full with very technical people and a lot of bureaucrats, how philosophical we could get. Also with the table topics, I mean, it was really great what you said there. So overall the meeting was excellent. We had a fair amount of people, fair amount of guests. I really liked that we give the opportunity now also to the guests, at least to one, to speak at the table topic. It proved us right that you were very good, and I hope you will now sign up for the club. I think they feel then more included in our meetings. So yes, only one remark I have generally about our meetings is that, and I was 5 minutes late today, so we tend to be a bit late. This makes it a bit difficult if you have commitments after, because if you have to stay a bit longer all the time, you might be late for other meetings. So, but today we are quite in time, although we started late. It's you, thank you so much for that. So, yes, thank you all. Thanks to my team of evaluators. Thank you.
This was the first time that Tudo did this. And I'll be honest, he's given one of the best general evaluations I've ever heard. Usually somebody comes up at the end and we're rushing, and they only said, oh, maybe we started late and we didn't have enough. You were concise, but you were comprehensive. I loved it. You did a great job. So I'm going to leave announcing the best table topic to the president, that we still have a little bit of suspense in the meeting. I only can say for myself, what's love got to do with it? Anything and everything. And I'm going to turn around now because I'm not the Toastmaster of the day. I'm the Vice President for Education, and I need everybody who's been here today as a guest to please give me your name and your email and how you found out about this club, because once I have that, I can start inviting you to it. But if you just slip out the door, I'll never see you again. And what a shame. One last point, because this bothered me when I came the first time as a guest. what are these people doing? It irked me. I said, we don't, clap in business meetings. The idea of the applause is basically to give the encouragement. It takes a lot to come up here, and I like the way that you complimented Ria on her courage. Absolutely, it takes a lot. So give that person a little encouragement, a nudge, an applause. It also signifies the end of something or a transition, which means I'm about ready to say, I now return control of the meeting to our presiding officer and our accomplished, distinguished, he's not distinguished yet. That's a special title in Toastmasters, Toastmaster Rio.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Well, we are coming to an end, but before that, I would like to inform you about the winner of the table topic. It is Eva. Congratulations. Thank you. So, you got this from us. Oh, that's cool. So, I would like to, before I give the floor to the guests to tell us how they like it, just to remind you that we will have the club days, the VIC club days, the 29th, 30th, and 31st of August. VIC Toastmasters Club will have a booth there. You're very much welcome to come and visit us or to stay and help us. So please don't forget this date. And with that, I would like to start with
during lunchtime.
During lunchtime, exactly. Thank you. Yeah, it is between 12 and 2. Please, can we have your opinion on the meeting?
Thank you. President Officer here. I really enjoyed today's meeting and the topics, starting with, you only fall in love 3 times, the love languages, and who said what's love got to do with it? I really love that anecdote, and I love the different perspectives from everyone about love, and especially, is Adriana your name? Because I was Eva. Especially about how you can strength from somebody when somebody loves you, encourage you to love somebody. And I love the example that you gave about loving your brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I really enjoyed the meeting. Okay, so I did enjoy your meeting a lot. I feel like you can learn a lot by participating and even just listening to what people say. And I love that it's really organized, that like at the end you have an evaluation report and people tell you what you did wrong and not, so it's very insightful. Thank you.
Thank you for this inspiring, insightful, I would say, meeting. It's really nice to be here after all the boring technical meeting, especially. And I noticed that it's really well organized and really well prepared. And thanks to my friend Eva, which is like 2 minutes before the meeting, I text her and she's like, oh, it sounds fun, I'm coming. And now she's won a table toast. So thank you, and then my pleasure is joining the club. So thank you.
Oh, this is so fun. For real. Honestly, I see everyone in SPC that has like little awards and things, and I am an intern. I'm 23, and I'm like, oh, I would like to win something. So I feel like I'm gonna put this in my wall. I'm gonna take a picture and I'm gonna send it to my family. This is so cool. Thank you so much, and I'm gonna be enrolled like a Catarina. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. This is the second time I'm here and I really enjoy it. I like that the encouragement the people give to each other, especially this clapping. And I think today's topic was very intimate, so I didn't have the courage to go out and give a speech, but I think soon, I hope I will have enough courage to go there. Thank you.
positive, and the energy spits out of this room, so to say. So yeah, I will be joining tomorrow. Next time, I got already the date. So
12th of September.
yeah, 12th of September. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah. And coming back to the room, yes, the plan is to have this room for all our meetings. And the plan is also, if we would one day not be able to get this room or to have any room in the house, we will make them a purely online meeting, yeah, which is not a public meeting, but then also to train a little bit how to talk when we have like virtual meetings, yeah. But please, may I ask you for 3 or 4 more minutes from your time, as we would like to have a picture in front of the Lise Meitner IEA library sign over there, so we need to move there, and we take a picture for our social media. May I ask you all to come with us?
But I asked anybody who is a guest, I'm going to take a piece of paper and please sign it, because otherwise you'll slip through the cracks.
Yes.
And I may never see you again.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Before, not another time, so you're already on the list. You got an invitation to this meeting?
No. Remember that you gave Ekaterina and I the instructions of filling up a piece of paper?
Oh, that was just the ballot paper now?
No.
You signed your details? Your address?
Yes, how I was invited, my name.
But were you invited to this meeting? If you didn't get an invite to this meeting, it's better to give it to her again to make sure. Okay. Then you'll get on the list to be sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Congratulations, that was really great. I voted for you too.
Thank you.
The others